SoilCertify was designed to pull massive amounts of complex agricultural intelligence out of the sky and pin it to a specific plot of dirt. The background technical stack was incredibly dense. It actively queried government databases for soil types, mapped global soil grids, and processed satellite imagery to calculate vegetation health. It formatted this spatial data to be compliant with standard agricultural machinery software, a complete professional-grade pipeline. But despite having a fully functioning technical product, the company was making absolutely zero money. They had built an impressive tool, and they were stuck holding it. A highly engineered data pipeline has no inherent value if you spend all your time trying to sell it to an audience that doesn't actually want to buy it. Look at this map of their initial sales strategy. The creators went straight down the list of obvious targets, pitching the software to individual farmers, wealthy landowners, and government procurement officers. Those meetings resulted in a lot of polite interest, some partnership discussions, and several grant applications. What they did not produce was a single dollar of recurring cash flow. Agricultural data is a peculiar commodity. The person driving a tractor over the physical land is almost never the person sitting at a desk compiling raw spatial intelligence into a readable format. The founders were trapped in a pre-revenue loop because they incorrectly assumed the person managing the physical dirt was the same person willing to pay for the digital data. Looking for a new distribution channel, the creators launched a pilot program on freelance platforms like Upwork and Freelancer, hoping to hire independent workers to act as salespeople for the reports. That strategy ended abruptly when Upwork flagged and deleted the job posting, citing rules against off-platform solicitation. To comply with terms of service, they flipped the arrangement backwards. Instead of paying freelancers to sell the software, they framed the job around the freelancers paying SoilCertify to generate reports for their own use. That accidental rewrite surfaced the exact buyer persona they had been searching for: freelance geographic information system, or GIS, specialists, landscape architects, and environmental consultants. The first testers who replied to the newly worded post weren't looking for a side hustle. They were highly qualified data professionals actively running 8 to 12 parcel reviews a month for their own private clients. A simple platform moderation penalty accidentally forced the company to abandon their end-user strategy and exposed a highly lucrative direct-to-professional distribution channel. To understand why these professionals wanted the tool, look at the baseline economics of a GIS consultant. A typical invoice for preliminary site intelligence runs between $150 and $300. But pulling and formatting spatial data manually consumes 2 to 3 hours of unbillable busywork. Purchasing an automated SoilCertify report replaces that cost for just $25 to $50. One of the pilot participants, a GIS practitioner, laid out the math perfectly in his review. This report would replace roughly 2 to 3 hours of manual data pulling per site. The automated report pays for itself inside the very first hour of time saved. Everything left over on the invoice after that purchase is pure, unencumbered profit. For these GIS consultants, purchasing the data export functions as a margin amplifier, directly increasing the profitability of the site intelligence services they already sell. Targeting subject matter experts as your primary buyers introduces a secondary, highly valuable side effect: aggressive, expert-level quality assurance. During the pilot, an Upwork reviewer caught a highly technical defect in the platform's data export, pointing out that the software had swapped the numerical labels for soil moisture and the vegetation index. Another reviewer, operating in the UK, flagged a massive drainage data gap. Because the software relied on a strict US-centric database, it returned blank results abroad. That specific feedback pushed the developers to wire in major European databases to fill the blind spot. These buyers require this tool to function flawlessly so they can deliver results to their own clients. That means they are highly financially motivated to debug the platform for the creators. It establishes a symbiotic loop. Every technical defect caught by an expert buyer hardens the platform, making the data more reliable for the next wave of professionals. By correctly identifying the buyer, SoilCertify transitioned from a pre-revenue technology searching for a home into a cash-generating B2B utility. The automated reports succeed because they do not compete with a consultant's hard-earned expertise. They instantly wipe out the administrative busywork, freeing up the consultant to actually analyze the data. This pilot demonstrated that for specialized land intelligence, the person standing in the middle of the field is often not the primary customer for the analysis. The most lucrative path forward relies entirely on finding the middlemen, the specialized professionals whose time is directly tied to their income, and letting simple arithmetic sell them their own profit margins.